What is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lauren Welch. I am a real estate agent and I run a national team through eXp Realty out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Today's video is going to be about how I became a real estate agent and a little bit more about the process and how you can become one yourself. And if you want to follow along my journey, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and if you want to send me a message, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and feel free to DM me there. Keep on watching. Okay, so I feel like a lot of other real estate agents, I did not go to school for real estate. I actually went to school for health and fitness. That was a super big passion of mine. I actually am a certified recreational therapist, which pretty much does therapy for people with disabilities. We worked a lot with the Special Olympics, adults with disabilities, like all the way to senior citizens, to kids with autism, super range of different disabilities, age groups. And it was a super rewarding path that I was on. I'll kind of tell a little bit more about that when I was applying for jobs. But yeah, so I went to school for health and fitness and I loved it. I learned so much about the human body, exercising, and then I was able to actually teach these classes. So I taught fitness for adults with disabilities. I also was able to teach math and writing too. So it was a super rewarding college experience I had doing that major. I would really recommend it to anyone. And I went to George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. That is where I grew up and where I'm from. And yeah, then I moved to Raleigh once I graduated. And that was pretty much what I went to school for. So yeah. Okay, like I just mentioned, after I graduated, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. A lot of the jobs that I was applying for were in hospitals. And if you know me, I'm like kind of squeamish. I didn't really like that environment, but that's where the money was if you wanted to be in this field. And I just wasn't really vibing with that. I was applying to jobs. So I knew I was gonna move to Raleigh. So I was applying like Duke Hospital. I was applying at some like local recreation centers to be like their program coordinator or their like recreation manager, positions like that. And I wasn't vibing with any of them. I had a few interviews and I got called back, and I don't know, something just like wasn't sitting right with me about doing those positions. I felt like I just had more to give. Nothing against any people in those positions, but I just wanted more of a challenge, and I wanted money as like an incentive for that challenge. And there's no shame in that. Wanting more money or wanting better for yourself, you really have to put yourself first and like your business decisions. So yeah, I wasn't really afraid of that. So I had a little bit of money saved up for my internship and was working all throughout college. So I was just like, let me get my real estate license. So I looked up some real estate schools in the area and I just went for it. It was about, I think the class was like around $500, but for everything together with the books and the test and everything, it's about $1,000. So it's not too much to start your own real estate business. It's definitely been worth it and paid off. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started with real estate and even taking the test or school or anything in the first place. It's kind of like I didn't find the right job and it led me exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm super grateful for that too. Okay, so when I moved to North Carolina, my mom works for IBM and her company was moving her down here. And I had grew up in Northern Virginia, went to school there, was there my whole life. So I was ready for a change. I still liked it there a lot, but I was, down to move to a new place. So I moved with her and we moved to Cary, North Carolina, which is about 20 minutes from Raleigh. Everything's like super close here though. Not a bad commute anywhere. And I researched schools here, started going to a real estate school about 10 minutes up the street, and it's about an eight-week class. And then at the end of that class, you have to pass the test to be eligible to sit for the actual computer test that's like run by the real estate commission for your state. So you have an 8-week class. Mine was about 3 days a week, like 8 to 4 or something. It was a full day of class, but you had breaks throughout the day and a lunch break. And yeah, it was pretty much just like normal school. One thing about real estate school is it's actually like much more challenging than normal school. I feel like I went to like a good school system and everything, so I really didn't have to study that much growing up, or I mean in high school, college. Like I would just pay attention in class, take good notes, and then like look over it a few times, and I was good for like every test pretty much. But the real estate exam is a different ball game. It's one of those tests where you need to sit and grind and memorize flashcards, rewriting the textbook, highlighting, constantly watching YouTube videos in the background. Like you need to grind and study for 2 months to pass this exam, and just kind of like give up all resistance to studying and how much time you're gonna put into it. Like you really need to just focus on that. That's the only thing you need to focus on for 2 months, and you'll pass. I mean, I passed on my first try. A lot of people, I've heard people failing like 6 or 7 times. Like kudos to them for still trying, because I don't know if I would hang in there that long. But yeah, I passed my first time, and there's 2 tests you have to take. Well, kind of 3. So like I said, you have to pass your class test, and then each state is different, but you're gonna have a state test and a national test. Some people will like fail the national test and then pass their state test, and then you have to go back and do whatever portion you didn't pass. So it's really in your best interest to just focus really hard the first time, so you don't have to worry about going back. And it costs money every time you go back to retake the test. So just focus and study for 2 months, work your butt off, and it'll pay off, because you won't ever have to memorize any of that stuff again. Once you're starting to finish up your class, a lot of real estate companies are going to start reaching out to you. That's when you kind of need to start deciding, all right, what is my next step? What company am I going to join? Like, what do I need? What kind of support do I need? What am I looking for? Am I going to join a team? There's tons of questions that you want to ask yourself. And a lot of the times you don't even know those questions to ask. So looking back, I don't even know what I did, but actually, so I was so lucky. So while I was in real estate school, I wanted to make a little extra money on the side, so I started babysitting. So I just looked on care.com. I put in my schedule, I put in, hey, I'm in real estate school. I have off 2 days a week. I can help with your family on these 2 days, or the mornings before and after my real estate days. So I just put my schedule up there, and and I also put that I had experience working with children with disabilities, and kind of put my my major and my college experience too, all on care.com. And then I had a family reach out to me, probably obviously meant to be, and they were like, we have a son who is in a wheelchair. He is a paraplegic. He can't move his arms or his legs. He needs almost full-time care. He can't speak or walk, and he needs someone to take him to and from school, do exercises with him. And I was like, wow, this is a perfect fit. So I went and interviewed with the family. They were awesome. They had 4 other kids. The son was their youngest kid, and they also needed help taking the older kids to school, because they had 4 kids at 3 different schools. They're seriously one of the best families though, and best attitude too. So yeah, I started helping out with their family, and then about 2 weeks in, the dad just drops on me one day that he's like, oh, by the way, we're in real estate. And he definitely downplayed it, because they weren't just in real estate. They were like the team leaders and owners of one of the main Keller Williams offices in Raleigh, which was like huge to me. I was like, that is so cool. So he wanted to help me out too. So he was like, once you finish school and everything, come in and meet. His wife ran the office. He was like, come in and meet with my wife, and yeah, you can get started, start training and everything. So they were such an influential part in my real estate career. I'll be forever thankful for them. And yeah, I just started joining, the trainings, the classes, started going to the office every single day, plugging myself in, and just kind of learning from them. Yeah, and so I'm just super grateful for that family, and just feel like everything was meant to be there. So like I said, I had joined a Keller Williams office. That was my first real estate company in my career. And then so that was about a year later, I was kind of looking for my next option. I wasn't really sure what my next move was. I knew that I needed some change. there's nothing like wrong with the office. I just needed more support and more training. I felt like I wasn't being trained by like the top producers. I was being trained by people who were maybe selling like 1 or 2 deals every couple of months, and I wanted to be trained by like the top producers. So that's when I kind of started hearing about EXP, all the opportunity within the company, how they had stock, revenue share, masterminding with the top agents in the area, which was unheard of for new agents. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. I immediately met with Tina Call, and the very next week I joined because I was like, wow, like she blew my mind with how big they were thinking. Agents selling 200, 300, 400 homes a year, and we could sit down with them every week and pick their brain and ask them, what are you guys doing? And they tell you, they give you their presentations, they give you their scripts, they give you their, marketing materials to look at and base yours off of. All the support was unmatched by any other company I'd ever seen before. And then as well as stock, I could make a whole video about how I gained like $40,000 in stock in just 1 year with the company. It's been like life-changing. So I was looking for my next move, and I immediately joined EXP, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'll definitely start making more videos about EXP. Yeah, so I won't go into all the details about EXP, but if you guys do have any questions about everything, the stocks, revenue share, the training, any questions about EXP, feel free to leave me a comment with your email and I'll reach out to you definitely, or go ahead and message me on Instagram. That's probably the best way. But yeah, if you have any questions about EXP, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be more than happy to sponsor you. And if you're looking for someone, because we have the best network of training, I really do believe that within the whole company, and we're connected to some of the top people. Thanks again for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, like the video, let me know any other videos you want me to make, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram too while you're at it, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.